What is up, guys? Fantasy Endgame, and we're here to draft. Let's get to it because it's never too early. I mean, we got almost 2 whole weeks until Super Bowl. Some more football action. It's too long. All right, so you already know I'm Pierre, he's Chris, and we're here to get you ready for next year in fantasy football. Some interesting news. I'm wondering how much overreaction we'll get to that in fantasy. And of course, you're in the Discord, you already know. Payton going to the Broncos, so Nate's going Sutton in the first round. That seems reasonable, don't you think? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And are we full already?
I feel like I'm gonna have to be back in on the Broncos for the third straight season.
Here's the question. Is it going to be Sutton or is it Judy? I mean, or both.
Or neither.
Or neither. Are we going to
really doing this again?
Overrate the Broncos?
Yeah, are we really doing this again? It's like, what do they say? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. What is fool me 3 times? What is that considered? You fall for it for the third time.
Look, yes, Sean Payton obviously has a good resume, won a Super Bowl, always known for offense. But I mean, you can't just say, oh, he did this and then therefore he'll do the exact same thing. It's not that simple, right? Sometimes teams don't fit. I remember as a Dolphins fan how excited we were when Jimmy Johnson became coach of the Dolphins, because obviously, the only reason he left Dallas after winning the Super Bowl there is because Jerry Jones is a jerk and kicked him, was jealous of him or whatever. That was like a personal thing. Like, Jimmy Johnson could have won how many Super Bowls if he had stayed there, right? And then they took some time off. He went to chill and go on his boat in the Keys, and then he came back to coaching in Miami, where he was living, where he had won a championship with the Hurricanes, and everyone was like, this is it. Dan Marino is going to get a Super Bowl. It didn't happen. Not like he did a bad job coaching. It just everything has to be in place. Like, Denver does have the defense. They have, I guess, the quarterback, assuming he's still Russ, and they have the pieces. I don't know, though. I have a feeling we might be a little over excited because we haven't seen Payton do it in multiple places. Like, he was good with Drew Brees and the Saints. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't care if they win a Super Bowl or not. I care more, does Russ get back to form, and can I trust the Broncos in fantasy again?
Yes. Yeah, I don't care if they win the Super Bowl. But I just wonder if we'll overrate him and Russ we did last year. We were all way too high on Russ and the Broncos.
Yeah.
All right, so after me talking for about 30 seconds about the Broncos, we're full. We're ready to draft, I think. We're ready?
We're ready. Real quick, I posted it in the chat, but also, just so you know, it's 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, full PPR. So just keep that in mind if you're new. I don't know if we see any new people here. I don't really see any new. Maybe ad name 23. I don't know who that is. Other John 65. We'll see. Just keep that in mind. Full PPR, 3 wide receiver. Are we ready?
Let's get it.
Danny on the clock. Here we go. The instant Justin Jefferson pick. No surprise.
Yeah, that really should just be on auto. There's no thinking about the 1.1. There shouldn't be. There's Chase, number 2. We're going to have to talk now. We have plenty of time to talk about this now that we know that Brock Purdy has a torn UCL, and who knows if he'll even be able to play early next season. And they're saying that Trey Lance is going to get traded to the Titans and Tom Brady's going to go to the 49ers. What do you think about all that?
I don't know. That that seems like a lot to have to happen. Like a lot of things that have to happen for all that. I could see. I guess I could see Brady to the 49ers. I feel like he fits. Let me rephrase that. I feel like the 49ers fit this version of Tom Brady, right? A guy who, just make the quick reads, get the ball out accurately.
I mean, it makes sense for multiple reasons. He wants a title. I mean, that's a team that he could just jump in and not have to do too much. Won't have to pass the ball 733 times. Although they might let him
definitely
still.
won't have to pass the ball that much, that's for sure.
If Tom Brady goes to the Niners, does that mean CMC should be the 1.1 because he'll catch 200 passes?
maybe if he can stay healthy.
I don't know what that means. I am not sure.
If he can stay healthy. I mean, we've already seen. I mean, he's on the field and he's playing, but it seems like every week he's dealing with something. Yeah, that to me is a toss right there, Nate. That to me is a toss up between Diggs and Lamb. I don't know. Later on in the offseason, I might be going Lamb. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm looking in where I was at. I was even thinking, is it Hill? Is it Diggs? Is it Lamb? And I think it's too early for Lamb. I still like Hill over Diggs because Tua is going to be that quarterback. So I don't know.
Diggs has no QB. Did I miss Josh Allen?
Diggs has no QB. All right. That's a spicy take.
That's a very spicy take.
We'll put that up just to make sure you got that out there as you get called out by all Bills Mafia.
Yeah, Bills Mafia coming for you now for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean
Kelsey.
the three guys I was deciding between was Diggs, Eckler, and Lamb. So to me, it's like they're all kind of. If you want to go running back, you go Eckler. If you want to go wide receiver, it's between Diggs and Lamb there.
I know I said I'm going to try to take receiver first rounds pretty much every time. If it got to me and I was 6 or 7, I probably might take Eckler, over some of the guys that were left. But it's not a bad. All right, very good. You're staying on brand. That's good. Nice, predictable. I
think when we did our half PPR one last time, I think I did go running back earlier in that one. Yeah, in fact, I started McCaffrey. Apparently, the guy I'm going to take in every draft is Amon-Ra St. Brown, because that's kind of what it's been so far, apparently.
There's nothing wrong with that. Now, someone was saying, I think it was Bus who was saying they updated the ADPs here.
I mean, they updated the ADP, but it's still really bad.
I mean, I haven't looked too hard at it, but it definitely looks better. Still don't know who to take.
It's better, but I think it's still bad. I mean, you got Najee at 10.
You're saying that's too high for Najee?
I think so. Like I don't think people are going to draft Najee that high, I guess is what I'm saying.
All right, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he might be a second round pick in some, but for the most part, I mean, if there's a running back heavy draft, like a lot of these running backs that are still out there right now aren't really going to be available in a lot of drafts, I would think, over some of the receivers that just went off the board.
Yeah, I think even in running back heavy drafts, we might not see him till round 3 at the earliest, maybe even 4, because he burned so many people last year, and a lot of people, they get burned and they're like, never again, never again.
Although he was better in the second half and down the stretch where it mattered more, but he wasn't outstanding. And the thing is, nothing's changing. Right? In that offense, it's exactly the same. Same coach, apparently same offensive coordinator, which a lot of people didn't want. Same quarterback, same everything. So probably same results, which is fine, but it's not RB1 quality for fantasy. I'm not going to say yet because I know y'all are watching. And every time I say something, then guys speak about it's going to get taken. So I'm going to keep it shut until it's my turn.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't talk about anybody you're thinking about picking.
Not yet. All right. So now, which Denver receiver do I take? Well, and I was going to go, well, you know what? There's some good veteran receivers still left. I was going to go receiver. I might have to, again, make it so that this is apparently the guy I'm going to take every draft because he keeps falling in these drafts. Yeah. Do I? Let me see. Let me quick check before I do it. Going for value. Yeah, what the hell? Why not?
Yeah.
I feel like Nick Chubb in the mid third. It's too good to pass up.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that there. And obviously, sleeper ADP is still messed up. Josh Jacobs had buried in the running backs.
Thinking, actually, you know what? I wasn't thinking quarterback. I still have to totally adjust my mindset there because we talked about that in our strategy video, right? Things we're not going to do this coming year, and that's wait too long on quarterback. I'm not going to be the first guy to take. I won't be the first guy to take a quarterback. It didn't even cross my mind like quarterback here because I'm trained to just ignore that position until after round at least 5 or 6. I'm going to have to really adjust my thinking on that. But also, I didn't think about it because nobody else is taking a quarterback, and so it's not like, oh, I gotta take the plunge now. I think I can wait. Well, I know I can wait unless there happens to be a crazy quarterback run that happens right now because I'm talking about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always gotta you don't want to go early QB and then everybody else waits on QB and you regret going QB so early.
And it wasn't a bad pick. I mean, fantasy-wise, Josh Allen was still fine, but he wasn't as good this year, especially in the second half of the season. He started turning the ball over more. Of course, he still put up points because of his legs and all that, but I don't know that you feel like you're getting a big victory from being the guy who has Josh Allen. I don't think it's like a massive advantage. Back in the day when it was like you happen to have Peyton Manning when he threw 50 touchdowns and everyone else was throwing 30, or when that year when Tom Brady broke the record. Yeah, there have been times when having that quarterback was a huge advantage, but there's a few guys, right? There's at least 4 or 5, I think. As long as you're in that tier, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of which, there we go. First quarterback is off the board.
Yeah, so talk about enough. Apparently we can stop at this point. The draft is over. Big Lenny's declaring victory.
Well, all right, guys. It was fun. See you next time.
3 rounds is all it took.
3 rounds in. I'm actually impressed he only gave himself a 10 out of 10 and not like a 15 out of 10 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty low. Pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Ale going full 0 RB. What do you think? Williams at the I would have taken, if Chubb wasn't there, I would have taken Michael Williams probably in the 3rd round. And then Ridley at the 4th.
Yeah, Ale He'll definitely almost always go 0 RB in these. So not surprised. This is the thing. You get to this point here, and it's like,
yeah. Here's where you're staring at like Najee Harris, or
well, yeah, here exactly. Here's where you're staring at. Do you keep building out that depth at positions like running back or wide receiver, or do you go elite early QB? I think I'm going to go QB here. I just don't feel like we're getting to that range here where the kind of like studs are off the board now.
Yeah. Well, this seems wild, but and again, normally I would pass, but I'm taking value here, like Chubb in the 3rd round. Josh Allen being the 3rd quarterback, and he's still available in the 4th round. I can't say no.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, Keith, I've got Hurts over Allen.
Well, I would have taken Hurts over Allen too, but you took Hurts and Allen was there, so I'm going to take Allen, and I think that's fine. I think they're pretty close.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I mean, Hurts.
Hurts over Allen. Okay, Davis Destroyer fan, and Bills Mafia is just on the hunt right now for ASM 28. So he's not even top 10.
Still has value in fantasy, though.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say he's not in fantasy, but yeah, look, I'm gonna go Hurts over Allen too. It's really close. It's really close. It depends too. What if the Bills do go out and make a move at receiver and they get a solid number 2? I'm not saying I think they're going to get DeAndre Hopkins or anything. I don't think they have the money to do that. I don't think they're going to want to make that investment, but you could do something.
They have to. They have to.
This will be the first draft. I don't get Justin Herbert because I've got him already. I think in our first 3.
I mean, you got to definitely feel better about Herbert with Kellen Moore.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I would still have Burrow ahead of Justin Herbert.
I think you have to. Thing is, also, we know Burrow has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and he can dump it off to Joe Mixon. We don't know. Well, probably. We don't know for sure if Herbert's going to have Keenan Allen, right? There's a lot of talk. He might be on the move. I mean, he'll have Mike Williams and then Josh Palmer, and he has Eckler to dump it off to, but it depends if you believe all this stuff or not. I mean, who knows, right? But they say Keenan Allen will get traded. Chargers will draft a receiver. So anyways, I'd still feel better about.
Oh, come on, dude.
About Burrow than Herbert.
What happened to Nate?
Someone timed out. That's not.
Yeah, Nate timed out. Well, he's back.
He's back. All right. There goes Najee. All right. Let's see what we got. I mean, yeah, I think I'll wait. Or maybe I won't. Choices here. There's Cortland Sutton. He is a choice.
It's your bad, but you got stuck with Dalvin Cook. So, yeah.
All right. You know what? Not because I believe for sure that Tom Brady is going there, but even though it's not Kelsey, I think Kittle here. Good. I'm going value this draft. I'm taking what the board gives me. I think Kittle there. Solid pick. Hawk TE1 potential. I assume you mean TE1 overall. I mean, maybe 2 behind Kelsey, but maybe. You like Hawkinson over Kittle?
Probably. I mean, it really depends. That 49er QB situation is definitely interesting.
Yeah, and then what if it's Trey Lance? That he's the starter in San Francisco and he doesn't get traded? We don't know. Right? We really don't know because we haven't seen Trey Lance there for more than like a game or two. So who knows?
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that would be terrible for Kittle. We don't know. Like we really don't. But it's okay. The receivers that were left, and you took one of them. I feel like there was a couple of guys with upside, and of course now they're all getting taken. So it's okay. Let's be somebody. But yeah, it was like Watson and then London and then Kirk. Like I feel like those are all solid picks. Might come back to me. None of them have, but that's okay. I got plans.
I just like. I mean, obviously, you know, we always like our teams coming out of the draft, and then it's week, 12, and we're looking at our team like, where's the team I drafted? But I just always like the way my team sets up better when I don't go early tight end outside of Kelsey. I just really do. I just feel like.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I made that mistake. I had a lot of Kittle this year, and it's not like it turned out bad, especially that last few weeks. Remember, he had 2 touchdown game, 2 touchdown game. Those last couple of weeks like spiked and they were good, but I probably had too much investment in him. All right, some more ASM with all the spicy takes tonight. Jordan Love is going to be a meme boy. We'll see. He could be.
But I think I don't know. I'm not worried about Jordan Love for man. Guy's still on the board. Can I really?
Let's see who you got. Danny. It's going to be the Deontay Johnson truther. So you think he's a top 5 receiver too, huh? All right, we'll put that down.
I mean, I'll gamble on Swift here. I'll gamble on Swift at this point in the 6th round. I'll gamble.
Yeah, I mean, look at the running backs left. A lot of question marks with every running back left. Okay, well, there's a guy I probably would have taken, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not touching Kamara. I think we've talked about Kamara on every mock draft. If the fact that Kamara wasn't horrible isn't enough, you also have to factor in that he's probably going to be suspended for a good part of the start of the season. Like, I just don't. To me, I don't know how you can draft Alvin Kamara. Maybe in the later rounds, but I don't see how you can draft Alvin Kamara.
I'm not drafting Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I'm not drafting Alvin Kamara.
No, he's a guy we had a lot on our like avoid, fade, bust videos last year, and pretty much held true. I think we'll probably have to put him in every other video this year just to make sure everyone knows don't draft Kamara, especially early.
Yeah, the thing is, he wasn't even. It wasn't like he was still. It's not like he's been elite the last 2 years, like still elite the last 2 years, and you're like, okay, well, I can wait for him to come back from his suspension and get this elite running back. He's been bad 2 years in a row, so I don't know what we're really expecting from Kamara.
Right.
I mean, Swift's certainly risky. But at least with Swift, it's not like. Not an issue of talent. It's not like he's been bad. He just needs touches. Will he get them? We'll see. Who knows? And I will say it was between him or Ayuk. I was debating between him and Ayuk, but I felt like Ayuk in the 6, that's probably fair value. Swift in the 6, that feels like a gamble worth taking.
I think so. I'm not seeing. Oh, you know what? I gotta filter rookies only. It's easy to forget they have the rookies ranked so low.
Yeah, they still have the rookies way down there.
See, there's some guys should be taken. take the guy. Nah, that's too early. All right, I'm gonna take this guy. I really don't care who the quarterback is. You know, I love Bird.
It'll be Trey Lance.
Hey, he can sling the deep ball.
Elijah Moore. Nice.
Snipe me on Moore. That's my own fault, though. You already got 2 running backs.
I know, which is
It's a lot for
weird
you.
for me. Go. Has he already been picked? Well, now I'm under. All right, there was my panic about the timeout pick.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, probably early. I didn't realize Dotson had already been picked.
Yeah, I do like Dotson there. Still.
There you go. How do you feel about Vic Fangio possibly being Dolphins DC?
That's what would you say, par for the course? Typical for the Dolphins. I mean, look, it's not like I was expecting Vic Fangio to like turn this into the number 1 defense in the NFL. You take personnel to do that. And obviously, he was the guy they really wanted. You know, that's fine. They'll find somebody else. But this is speculation right now. It's still just, I guess, he's holding out for the 49ers job or something like that.
Well, now the 49ers job opened up. I mean, if you're a defensive coordinator, that's a pretty enticing job.
That's obviously a team that's much closer to a championship, a team that has more talent on defense. So I don't know, connection-wise. I guess he's got connections on both sides. But why would you not want to live? I mean, look, Miami, California, that's a pretty easy call for me. Realistically, Florida, also no state income tax. That's something that really does draw a lot of free agents. I mean, the weather, of course, and then Miami itself, but that's something that's a consideration. But anyways.
Yeah, but like you said, the 49ers, that defense.
Yeah, imposter here, Chris. You have
I was going to take a
3.
wide receiver with that last pick, and I was debating Mooney, honestly. I was debating Mooney.
This is kind of the almost dead zone for wide receivers, right? Is there any breakout guy coming? I don't know. They're kind of all potential. Not even sleepers. I don't even see any sleepers here. I gotta dig deeper. Just rookies or guys who are like okay, but no must drafts here.
Yeah, I think we're past the point of must drafts.
Unless you think this is the year for Gabe Davis.
No, definitely do not.
Yeah, see, now I'm looking at my team. And I got like Burks as my wide receiver 3.
I mean, I got Watson as my wide receiver 3. Does not.
Well, Yeah.
That's a little team for me.
Kind of the same if Jordan Love's a quarterback. It's like you don't know. He'll be kind of hit or miss. Like Burks will be good some games he'll do nothing. But maybe getting Kittle early is going to come back to bite me. I mean, I don't hate having Kittle, but because in these drafts, you see how early these upside wide receivers go.
Yeah.
You're in this no man's land. You got guys you don't want any part of, or at least I don't. We don't like Juju this year. I'm not touching Michael Thomas. You have Gabe Davis, Allen Robinson. You know, all these wide receiver 3 types, like these slot guys like Boyd and Renfro.
Oh, man. Yep.
This is probably a good time to take one of those rookies. And I'll say that because I know I think I'll get one of my 2 targets. Okay, well, there goes one of them. And of course, nope. All right. Well, you know what? I think I can wait on my other guy. Yeah. I'll take another guy I like.
Yeah, I looked at him. I definitely was looking at him.
Situations. Talk about these 3 guys who are lumped together, 2 of which I took. You got Treylon Burks, you got Elijah Moore, you got Rashad Bateman. All guys have been, well, kind of disappointing. Last year, of course, massively disappointing for 2 of them. And then Burks was fine, but also hurt. A lot of these guys just not done much. But coming out of the draft, these were some of my very favorite receivers, and I'm not giving up because it's not them. It's either injuries or they just were on bad offensive situations. Bateman's situation is going to change. Burke's situation might change a lot depending on whether they do something at quarterback. And Moore's situation has, I think, already changed if they don't put Zach Wilson back at quarterback. So, and they already changed the OC, which was the real problem with Elijah Moore. So I already feel better about these guys, and I'm sticking with, I think their talent will lead to opportunity.
Yeah, I would say I'm a little nervous about Moore because we are getting some reports about potential locker room issues, which worries me, especially for a young player like him who, it's not like Antonio Brown where teams will be like, fine, be a nuisance in the locker room. It's fine because you're going to go out and catch 150, you're going to catch 10 passes for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. So it's fine. But I agree with Burks and Bateman. I was looking at Bateman, to be honest. Kadarius Toney, I was looking at him too, but I mean, man, like he can't even get through. Like it's crazy. He can't even get through. It's just, dude. Yeah.
He'll be a perpetual tease, right? He'll have one big play or one big game and then disappear for 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, he'll disappear because he won't be on the field because he'll be hurt. He'll be out with
exactly. That's what I mean.
Actually, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like
best ball, yes. Take him in best ball because you only need a couple of big games, big plays. Redraft, no.
I wasn't fully watching that Chiefs Bengals game early because I was working on stuff for the channel. And when I turned it on, I'm like, "Where's Kadarius Toney?" And so I type in the Discord. I'm like, "Is Kadarius Toney hurt?" I'd thrown him in like a Yahoo DFS lineup, and everybody's like, "Yep." And I'm like, "Of course, of course."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DFS, sure.
And I don't know why everybody wants Aaron Rodgers so badly.
I mean, look at what happened last year when his team, his guys that he wanted, his situation he's been in was not that good. Is really going to the Jets going to make him better?
It'll probably be the exact same guy. Good defense. Just do enough to win the game. Okay. Yeah, Tony's a great pick if you have IR spots.
Well, there you go. Just make sure you don't keep that spot empty, right? Keep it warm.
Yeah.
All right. Take my guy. This is going to be my guy, at least I think right now. My guy, running back, rookie. So everyone's liking Zay Flowers, it looks like. I mean, he had something at the Shrine game at practice. He was showing off. I mean, he's a speed guy for sure. I don't know if he can. Is he going to beat press coverage consistently?
Yeah, I don't know. He did like 90-minute practice the first day of the Shrine Bowl and then left, and everybody's like losing their mind. But we'll see. I'm very curious what he comes in at the combine, as far as size goes.
Yeah, it won't be big. He's a guy who'll make some plays down the field. I think so. He had good numbers, didn't he? Have a good was it reception perception, or he had some good analytics as far as being open, being able to get open and make contested catches as well. Despite not being a big guy, he made a good amount of contested catches, which is good to see.
Danny's saying shades of AB.
All right.
Which AB?
Maybe like AB, hopefully in a good way. Okay. Nate wants it known right here, right now. He was on Flowers before the Shrine game.
Okay, well.
He's your guy. Just like Pickens is Tatum's guy now and forever. Flowers will be your guy.
The thing about Antonio Brown, Antonio Brown wasn't, Antonio Brown,
elite prospect at all.
Yeah, no, he worked on his craft and became great.
Well, didn't he? You can go to Central Michigan or something like that.
Yeah, I think he was a 6th-round pick, wasn't he? Let me see. Yeah, 6th round, 195th overall. I mean, you look at year 1, he did not, as a rookie, he did nothing. Year 2, I mean, he 1,000 yards. Year 3, didn't do a whole lot. But then it was year 4. That's when he went on that insane run.
Where did Moss play? Moss went to Marshall.
Yeah, but Moss was still everybody knew Moss was incredible.
He was incredible.
Moss was incredible.
He was mossing people in college, not in a power conference, but still, he was a beast. But it's true. Basically, most of the best receivers in history have gone to small schools in college, right? Mississippi Valley State, Jerry Rice. Marshall, not a big program for Moss. AB.
The thing is, I don't know. I don't think anybody even knew where Marshall was or that there was a college named Marshall until Randy Moss. Randy Moss put Marshall on the map.
Yeah, well, that's when they became good because they had Moss and they had Chad Pennington, who was really good, and it was fine in the NFL. He was fine. He helped the Jets for a little while, and then he went with the Dolphins. He was accurate. That offense was really good, but yeah, he made that offense really good.
I just remember back then seeing highlights on SportsCenter, Randy Moss just catching 5-yard slants, and then in 3 he'd catch a 5-yard slant, and then in 2 steps he'd be past the safety and gone. It's what am I watching?
That's another interesting rookie, Josh Downs. Also a guy who's a smaller guy, probably going to be a slot guy, but he does make contested catches. He put up big numbers too. He could be a baller. He could be similar. I don't want to keep saying AB, he'll be the next AB, but someone to watch.
Zonovan.
Let's see who's left. All right, we'll go another rookie. This is a guy I like too. At running back, my guy's Evans. At receiver, I'm a fan of Hyatt.
How many rounds we got today? 13.
And there's Sean Tucker, Willow Sean Tucker. All right, can't call him the next Spiller. I think saying the next Spiller, I might even be generous. There's Kamara. It's somebody who's going to have to take him eventually.
I honestly thought about him over Jamal Williams, but I figured, well, I got Swift. Jamal Williams is still here. But I did think about him there.
I mean, I'm not wanting to take Kamara, but I don't know that he should be going after like Bam Knight and Sean Tucker. And,
Well,
you know,
he definitely
guys
should
like
be
that.
going after Bam Knight. Even with the suspension, he'll probably play more games than Bam Knight will.
Right. That was a Jets special for the
Yes.
best.
How about Zeke in the 11th round now? Remember how excited people were like, oh my God, Zeke in the 3rd round. What a value last year.
Yeah, we're way past that. All right. Just bulk up a receiver. I mean, I did go QB and tight end early, so now I can just pad my receiving core.
I do like that Ingram pick. I was hoping he'd make it. Man. Where's Big Lenny going to be playing next year?
I don't know.
Does it even matter?
Did Rashad White go already?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, it feels like it's late enough you could take a shot on a guy like him. I mean,
I know, but gosh,
get you a
it feels
few
like
good games.
it almost feels like a wasted pick. It almost feels like well, he's still there, so I'll pick him pick. Yeah, whatever. He's still there, so I'll pick him.
There you go. There you go. You're in round 11. You can take shots.
I don't even know if Fournette's a shot. I mean, he was so bad. And now I think, don't they save like a bunch of money by cutting him?
Well, there's a lot we don't know with Tampa. What's going to happen? They've basically fired everybody on offense. If Brady's gone, I mean, what do they do?
So, yeah, they have a potential out. That's in 2024. So, I mean, if they release him, they save $3 million in the cap. They trade him $5 million in the cap of cap savings.
Some shots here.
Yeah,
He picked Zeke, but even Fournette is too washed. Zeke over Fournette? Would you go Zeke over Fournette?
I would for now, but I do really worry that Zeke gets cut, maybe he'll take a huge pay cut and restructure his contract so that they don't cut him. But
Yeah,
like it makes
Zeke
a lot
will
of
still
sense
be
for
there.
them to cut Zeke, honestly.
Zeke will still be in Dallas. We know that because he's even said, like, keep me, please. I'll take the pay cut. Fournette, who knows? But I feel like he'll still be there also because they're going to need, to keep
He's
that
so
running game
bad.
intact.
Fournette, like, I think we're gonna look back. Like, I guess it's probably time we can look back on Fournette and just feel like, man, why wasn't he better? Just his whole career, he had moments, but remember Fournette coming out of LSU was an absolute monster. He was a monster.
He was drafted wasn't he like 5th overall or something crazy?
Oh yeah, he was a monster. He ran. What did he run? What was his? He ran like some insane 40 time for how big he was. He was just a monster.
Yep.
And then I don't know. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Feels like he should have had a better. Feels like he should have had a better career than he did. Honestly.
And yeah, that is an interesting one. But with him, he's talking about Keyshawn Boutte of LSU, but I think it's character concerns, something like that, going on with him. Well, those guys definitely worth the risk, talent wise. So, don't know. Definitely worth a shot. Oh, I'm up.
Let's see. So Fournette.
Okay, so here I go. Loading up on rookie running backs. What about Jerick McKinnon? Kind of disappeared in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's disappeared in the playoffs, and that's the thing. Like, I do think the Chiefs will. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs will draft a running back super early, but I could see him drafting a running back relatively early, or signing one of these free agent running backs because they really do need a running game. I mean, how many rushing yards did they have in that game? Like 30 rushing yards or something? Like, they have no running game at all. Like,
I still won.
Well, because they have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they have Patrick Mahomes, who is just.
That's the point. Do they really need a running game? They still win. They still get Super Bowls with the running game. Look, Pacheco looked pretty good in the runs he gets. They just don't run the ball that often. That's the thing. Pacheco made some plays. He's just. I think they're fine. Just a committee, like whoever's back there, don't seem to really care.
I think you at least want that guy when it's 3rd and short. Or, you're trying to run out the clock, the guy you can just, hand the ball off to and know he's going to get positive yardage. I mean, I don't think defenses are scared about Pacheco, right? Like, they're not, it'd be nice to have a threat back there that teams actually have to think about at least.
That would make sense. But they don't have any big backs because they don't seem to collect him. Think about the guy they drafted. Pacheco's small, of course. Edwards-Helaire, not a big guy, more about his receiving chops. McKinnon, definitely not big. They want a guy who can fit in that system, who can catch passes. They don't seem to want a grinder, but that would make sense if they had someone for those short yards. Didn't they say the other day that on 3rd and 1 that they were only like 50% on the season, which is crazy because most teams are much higher because they don't run the ball on 3rd and short, which I mean, I don't know. It's like too obvious.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna do something. They have to do something at running back. I think we'll see.
And I am not going to take Jerick McKinnon, or I'm definitely not taking CEH. I am going to take another rookie running back.
Thomas. That's
There
on
you go.
brand. That's on brand.
Nice. I like the Chig pick.
That way I can put my team name Getting Chiggy with it.
There you go. For that alone. Is Danny off of Dobbs now? I thought he was the one. Wasn't he the one who was all over Dobbs? Or was it?
Yeah, Hall of Famer Dobbs.
He was there last round. Didn't pull the trigger. What's up with that?
Yeah, Dobbs. It's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not like Aaron Rodgers was good this year.
No, I'm not drafting Dobbs. I'm just saying. I'm just calling him out. I like Hodgins. He definitely came on late. I think he's definitely worth a shot, especially if they don't keep Barkley, which sounds like it's very possible they don't re-sign Barkley. Then you might have to go through the passing game more, and that's the kind of guy that is good for that system if they do keep Daniel Jones, because he's a guy with some good reach.
I don't know. I could see them franchise tagging Barkley. It's only like what, $10 million for the running back to franchise Barkley. I could see them franchise tagging Barkley.
They could. I mean, I think he's too important to that offense. They probably should.
But I mean, that'd be terrible for Barkley.
Yeah. What do you think about Nate taking Pitts and Freiermuth?
I mean, I'm never gonna do it, but I guess. I mean, I think it's okay when you go like later tight end to take a second tight end, because you never know. Like if Pitts completely busts, at least you have Freiermuth.
I mean, if it's good value, which it is, Freiermuth is late. I mean, like you already burned picks on both Kamara and Zeke, so why not at that point? No, but no, it's true. Like, at this point, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. These receivers, most of these receivers that we see around 12, 13, not necessarily going to be startable each week anyways. Some of them could be. Some of them probably going to be dropped after half through the season. All right, so we're not doing official grades anymore, but let's go ahead and look at some of the best picks, biggest reaches, best values. Okay, Big Lenny wants an honest grade. He's demanding, or he's not demanding. He's actually sort of asking nicely. Honest grade. Let's look at it.
Oh, is that not honest? Okay.
That's brutally honest. Okay, but what do you think?
Cup there is fine. It's him or Tyreek probably will come down to Tua, so I'm fine with Cup there. Bijan, I think that's great at the 2.9. I mean, yeah. Metcalf probably good based on who's there. Stevenson, I like that. Really surprised by a Najee pick, but nothing wrong with that. Gideon Ayuk is your wide receiver 3. That's good. And then your bench, Jameson, Algier, Dillon, Tucker, Rice, Deshaun. They got the Watson and Njoku stack. I mean, I think that's a solid team. I would give that at least 8. That's a solid team.
I'm trying to remember. I just remember, was it him or was it somebody else? We've seen that Watson and Njoku stack, and we've only done a few mocks already because obviously the season just ended not that long ago. We've seen that same stack before. Was it him who did it?
Probably. I don't know. But, they both go late, right? They both go pretty late. So.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. Obviously, Watson, for if you're doing late quarterback, that's a guy to go with, right? I definitely would rather have him than a guy like Cousins or probably Russ. So I like that, and I'm definitely liking Njoku. So that's a good way to go about it if you are waiting for quarterback and tight end. That's a smart way. And I would say, well, instead of Najee, you could have got a Drake London or a Christian Watson. But you got Ayuk on the way back, so I think you turned out fine. And then you got Jameson Williams. So as it turned out, I think that was pretty good because you're still got a good receiver core. You still have some good depth at running back here. You got Algier and Dillon, which were good picks. I actually would have taken Dillon. So you kind of sniped me on that one. And I don't love Tucker, but we'll see. It's too early to judge these rookie running backs. So whatever. But I think it's pretty solid. I think I give it an 8 also.
And then I think we just forced ourselves into grades. We are getting
Grades are riot. All right. Well, here we go. Let's do it. How you want to do this? We could flip flop, or I can do them, or you can do them. What do you want?
I guess we'll just go through here. All right.
Let's start with Danny.
Yeah, might as well just start with Danny. We'll start at the 1. Obviously Jefferson, Lave, Etienne. I mean, I know he's saying he's like the Deontay guy, and I do think Deontay is going to be undervalued this year, but I don't know if I like him there. Like, do I like him over guys like Christian Watson, Drake London, Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, Ayuk? I don't think so, personally.
No, I don't. And here's the thing. What I've already said this earlier. I mean, we're talking about Najee, but what has changed? Like, what's going to change for him? Assuming he's still in Pittsburgh. I know he's done whatever on social media and what. Okay, but let's assume he's still in Pittsburgh because there's not anything that has said he won't be. Like, what's going to be different next year than this year? Like, honestly,
I definitely think he could score more touchdowns, just simply because his touchdown. Well,
because it's impossible to score less.
Exactly, and remember who was the guy last year who was the running back version of Deontay Johnson? It was Miles Sanders. Like it almost seems like he has to score 6 to 7 touchdowns this year because you know what I mean. Like the pendulum swung so far one way, you feel like it's gonna swing back the other way.
It's possible.
But still, even with 6 or 7 touchdowns, we're not talking about a monster year. I just think like Watson, Kirk, Pickens, Lockett. I just think those guys have more upside than him. Even Ayuk probably.
Yeah, I don't mind Deontay, but I mean, I think the best case scenario is, and it's true, this year Pickett was a rookie, right? He didn't even start the season. We had Trubisky for a couple of weeks. And then Pickett was just throwing picks every other play. Like they couldn't even pass the ball. And then they were really conservative. I think Pickett will be better. They will open it up a little bit. I just don't know how aggressive that passing offense will be. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to pass it like they did. Like this is the opposite when they had Big Ben there. They just would fall back and throw the ball 50 times, even when they didn't need to, because it was Big Ben. Even, if they could have run the ball or even if their defense was playing great, they would just pass more than necessary. Now it's the opposite. It's like, oh, we're not going to pass unless we have to. And it kind of worked because their defense was good enough. So anyways, I think Deontay's fine there. But if it's me, yeah, I agree. Actually, I agree with Big Lunny. I'll go to London or Watson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not out on Deontay. I do think Deontay is going to be a good value this year. I guess what I'm saying is like I feel like you probably could have gone with one of those guys there and Hawkinson, and I bet you Deontay still would have been there at the 6-12. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyways, Lawrence, Addison, Monty White, Boot, Wilson, Gainwell. I don't know who your last pick was, Hodgins. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't really see anything like. I mean, depending on where Monty ends up, depending on White, I mean, there's potential there at RB2. I think it's a solid team. I don't see any like major. I don't know. Yeah, the targets aren't the issue.
Yeah, he had targets. I think Olave at the 212 is it's not bad. It's spicy based on the talent left at receiver. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of in between. Like this was a anchor RB team as your anchor being Etienne. That's the thing. With this build, like I think where you got these players, I don't think Olave at the end of the second is too bad. And Etienne, based on all the other running backs that were left, I think that would be fine. But I just don't like the way it shook out having Etienne as your anchor because I don't know that he's a surefire RB1. That's just how I always felt about that offense. So I think you're solid at every position. But it's just kind of, I think it's just kind of like a solid team. Like Deontay will be good, but he's not going to, have a breakout season. Like Etienne, I think will be good. And Olave, I wish I could say he'll have a breakout season, but who knows what's going to happen in New Orleans. All right. Oh, interesting. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know Deontay was going to catch touchdowns from Daniel Jones next year.
How about that?
Who's got the good stuff? All right. All right, let's get to Nate. Nate wants to know a grade. Let's get to Nate's team. Chase, Pittman, Cooper, Godwin. You like those 4 receivers?
I do. I mean, obviously, some worry about Godwin. If it's not Brady, who will it be? But I'm sure I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's going to be your flex, so nothing wrong with that. Obviously, auto Dalvin Cook. Dobbins there is good. Pitt's probably worth the gamble there. Tony will be good for, the 4 or 5 games you get out of him, but, it's fine. Dak, and then you went back to like 2018 with Kamara and Zeke. Freiermuth Johnson. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Even Cook, I know you autoed him. I mean, he'll at least still be okay, right? I don't think Cook is going to be like absolutely terrible.
No, he's not terrible. Kamara will get you a few games of, I think Godwin at the end of the 4th, I think Godwin is a really good pick there. Even whoever's at quarterback, he's still a really good receiver. And then they're not going to just bring in, trashy quarterback. They're not going to draft. Probably
might. I guess my worry with the Bucs is they just go like full rebuild.
But I don't know. This is a pretty
terrible bridge QB or something.
Yeah, well, look, if they say we're just going to go with Blaine Gabbert next year, okay, fine. Then I'm out. I'm out.
That's what I worry about is that they just go full.
I don't think
rebuild.
I don't think they'll do that, but that could change. But right now, I think Godwin is a really good pick there. Cook in the 5th round, again, good value. Dobbins, Pitts. I think you got really good values at every pick. I know Pittman late 2nd, that feels early, but based on everything else that was there, it's not. So I think this is pretty solid. Also, I feel like I like it slightly better than Danny's team.
Yeah.
Let's go with. Do we need to do all these teams or just the ones you asked?
I guess we got to do all of them, and we can't just do a few and not the rest. That's not really fair. So I think we got to do all of them.
All right. So Brian Ibarra. CMC.
Yeah, CMC. I mean, if you're going to go running back, you're going to start running back. That's a good one. I like Wilson there. I mean, Pollard, fine. This is where I start to have issues. Jackson, Gibbs, Dotson, Flowers. I mean, you're really banking on a lot of youth and rookies here to really be, I mean, we're talking about like your wide receiver 2, your wide receiver 3, your flex. Like, I mean, you're really banking on a lot of these rookies hitting for this team to pan out. If this was a dynasty team, this team would probably be like great, but
right,
man.
I mean, JSN as your wide receiver 2, that's risky. I would have taken Godwin. So you got talent. That's not the question. Is 2 of your top 4 receivers are rookies. Could be great, could be not. So better dynasty than redraft. I think it's interesting, but more like a 7.
Yeah, I think it's just a little too risky for a redraft league. I think you need some more established guys at the top, and then you can start taking shots, on those rookies. Especially right now when we don't know landing spots. Makes it a lot tougher to draft some of these guys, especially like the guys not named Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, we could say all we want, but we really don't know how it's going to pan out. So, okay, we already did Cheeks, and then there's mine. Andrew's asking about hers, so let's skip ahead to the end here. She picked from the 12th spot, so let's go with her team. She has Derrick Henry as the anchor, and then went receiver 4 times and took Lamar. You like that build for an anchor RB team?
I like the build. I guess I don't know how I feel. I'm trying to see.
You don't like Evans.
Yeah, I'm nervous about Godwin, but I'm really nervous about Evans because Evans isn't going to get those cheap, easy targets like Godwin will, and so he relies more on quarterback play. I mean, we're buying back into the Broncos, I guess, with Judy that early. I like Lamar there. I like Lockett there. Javonte, I'm just like maybe I'll be wrong, but I mean we saw this with Dobbins last year. And, like Dobbins tore his ACL in the preseason, and look how long it took him to get back. Javonte tore his in week 4. Yeah, I'm just not on Javonte this year. I just think the risk is too high for the potential. I mean, what is even the potential? I mean, unless you believe Sean Payton is going to completely revamp this offense and turn them into some crazy offense. Schultz, Gabe, Madison, Zamir, Robin, Wandale. Yeah, Lance. I guess Lance okay if you have. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have taken a second QB, but it's fine. I don't know. I don't mind the build. I guess I maybe mind some of the players.
Yeah, Javonte is the real wild card. It seems like good value end of the 7th. Like, okay, take a shot. But the fact is, the way you built your roster is he's your RB2, and then your RB3 is just a handcuff backup who you can't play necessarily. And then Zamir could be a breakout player, or he could just not touch the ball at all season like he did last year. So you're depending on Javonte, and that's the problem. I think if you had got Miles Sanders there, which he didn't fall to you, I think that would have been much better. Or maybe not much, but it would have been better.
Yeah, I just think.
So, but you're solid there. You definitely have a good floor. Definitely, this is more of a floor team. I feel like from the top of the roster. I like some of the late picks. Amir and Wandale could pay off. Trey Lance, those are definitely some smart upside picks. But I think that the early part of the draft was a little.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem at all. Some talk about Godwin and Evans. Evans maybe more dependent on the QB than Godwin. Based on the way that Evans and Brady didn't connect, other than that 1 week, week 17, maybe Evans is better next year with somebody else at quarterback. Who knows?
I mean, yeah,
and
it depends.
And the new offense coordinator.
It depends who the quarterback is. Who are they really going to go out and get?
Nate's saying not this kind. All right, you want to do mine real quick, and I'll do yours.
Me do yours? Okay. Tyreek, Devonta. I love seeing Devonta going that early, man. No longer being slept on. Chubb, good value there. Allen. I don't mind Kittle there. Akers. Burks wouldn't have been my pick there, but it's fine. And we were looking at these guys, Bateman, Evans, Hyatt, Palmer, taking some shots at the end. Nothing wrong with that. See, that's how you want to do it this time of year. Start taking those shots on the rookies, in the back half of the draft. Because we know, some of these rookies are going to fall in the draft or they're going to land in terrible spots, and we won't even be drafting them after the NFL draft anymore. They won't even be, on our draft board anymore. Burks, Bateman. You're definitely, wide receiver 3 flex could be an issue for you, but that's what happens when you go QB and tight end early in these drafts. But I think overall it's a good team. I definitely think it's one of the more competitive teams that we've seen so far. So I don't know what grades you've given everybody, but I definitely would have it up there as one of the highest grades, one of the higher grades, I should say.
And the one pick I talked about, I would take back now, not just because I said I had so much Kittle this year, but I was between taking Kittle or going with a receiver like Watson or London. And I regret not taking one of those receivers because I still could have got a decent tight end later. I don't know if I'll get as big an advantage. So I should have probably gone with a third receiver there.
Yeah, I agree.
And to be honest, I took Akers because I was going to take Pierce, and then he got taken. And then I thought about Dobbins, but I went with Akers. But anyways, I don't regret that pick. But yeah, the Kittle one is probably something I won't do again. All right. For you, and we'll get the bus. Okay, so you went Diggs and Sun God, went with Jacobs, which is interesting. I thought you would have taken like Mike Williams there.
I just feel like Jacobs at the 3. I mean, the Jacobs at 3.7 just felt like too low. Like felt like too good a value for me.
And that's it. I'm taking Chubb in the third round because I still feel like that's good value there. So you went Hurts, and then I like, of course, the Watson pick. Going with Swift again. Charbonnet got a good rookie running back. I like the Johnson pick. DPJ. So you went early quarterback and late tight end. You are actually practicing what we preach, so that's good, unlike me. I went early quarterback. I also went early tight end, but you did it. You did. You got great upside at running back. I mean, Jacobs could smash again. Swift, who knows? You got a little crusty at the end, a little crusty with Fournette and Williams, but that's okay because those are guys that could get a lot of volume. At least, they're not total shots in the dark. So you definitely have upside. You can some of those guys like, Johnson, the rookie, DPJ and Chark, like the Alconquil pick. So definitely good. I mean, you have that really solid floor in the first couple of rounds, and then you've got some really upside picks later. So yeah, definitely there too. I think I like your team probably a little bit better than mine. And then what about the bus?
JT Walker, that's pretty strong at running back. McLaurin Brown, Sutton. Man, is this are we this high on the Broncos already? Pierce, I think that's fine. Elijah Moore, I mean, we talked about it when he was drafted. I don't know. Maybe I hope Elijah Moore bounces back. I hope he does. But we'll see. Brian Robinson, that's fine. Russ, I mean, okay, we're all in on the Broncos, I guess. We're taking Russ.
Broncos and Jets here.
Broncos and Jets, Bam night. I know that was a pick, Ingram, I did like that because I was thinking about Ingram when I took Fournette there, so that was a good pick. Jacoby, Michael Thomas, okay, whatever, have some fun. I probably would have liked to seen like Ayuk over Pierce, and then maybe like when you start JT Walker, you're kind of good at running back for a little bit. I would have probably liked to see Ayuk in the flex and then still have Brian Robinson. Maybe even get Miles Sanders or something. But overall, it's a good team. It's solid. I don't know where we are at with grades, so I don't know what we graded the other teams. So I'm just gonna say it's solid.
This team probably has the best running back group. I mean, Pierce is your RB3, Robinson is your RB4. I think that's really solid. And of course, you got potentially 2 top 5 backs. But this wide receiver group, if Elijah Moore doesn't really step up, which is definitely not guaranteed, I mean, there's probably only 1, maybe 2 teams who I would say your wide receiver group is better than. So you're really depending with both quarterback and Sutton, who you're probably going to have to start every week, really depending on the Broncos. So maybe it'll pan out, but I think this is definitely a team that will be competitive each and every week. Like, I think you're going to be always in the mix. Yeah, I would just love to see some more upside at receiver, and Michael Thomas does not count. So, maybe throw in a rookie receiver or something like that. But all right. All right. Let's do the last couple. All right, we got a couple left.
Yeah, we got 4 left.
Okay. Other John 65. Got Eckler, Samuel, Allen, Andrews, Herbert, Jones. Is that 3 Chargers in the first 5 picks?
Well, maybe we'll see where Keenan plays, but I don't mind it.
No.
Mooney,
That's true.
Juju, Herbert. I don't really mind this team. Obviously, a lot's going to depend on where Keenan's at next year. But Eckler and Aaron Jones is not bad at running back. Debo, Keenan, Mooney, Juju. Obviously, going to depend where he plays, and even I don't even know if it depends where he plays. He just kind of is what he is. Yeah, but I don't hate this team. I think it's pretty solid. Andrews hopefully will have Lamar, so he can bounce back next year.
Yeah, very solid. I'd say I put it at least top half of the league for sure, potentially top 4.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Ale, who won many of mock draft last year. Let's see how he did. Went Lamb, Waddle, Mike Williams, Calvin Ridley. Definitely hard to beat that start at wide receiver. What do you think about Breece Hall as the RB1? 5th round's not bad, but do you trust him as your RB1 when your RB2 then is either James Cook or Damian Harris or Kareem Hunt or Devin Singletary?
Yeah, I actually like all his RB2s there. Because I think at least one of those guys should be good enough. I probably would have preferred. I like those wide receivers you started with. I don't. Breece in the 5th seems like good value. I mean, obviously Breece as your RB1 might be a little tough at the start of the year. I probably would have preferred. I don't know. I don't really like that Brandon Cooks pick. I just don't like. What are we banking on from Brandon Cooks next year? Definitely not going to be in Houston, but he's going to be 30 years old. Like he didn't look good at all last year. I think I would have preferred maybe go like Miles Sanders there. Shore up the RB spot a little bit more.
I mean, I would have liked. Okay, maybe take Cook. Maybe if you think he's gonna be the guy, I don't know. I would have preferred maybe a guy like Algier who would get more touches. That's just me. Not a huge difference, but I think I would have done that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Algier for me, like he's got a like I could see Algier kind of getting the Michael Carter treatment, where he doesn't survive the draft.
Well, maybe. I mean, yeah, that could change quickly. I don't know that they'll invest in running back because they seem to be happy with their little committee that they had going, but don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind like James Cook, Damian Harris, Kareem Hunt, Devin Singletary. I think between those 4 guys, you should be able to patch together an RB2 most weeks.
Yeah, Cook is serviceable.
Yeah, I just feel like, again, you already have so much upside at wide receiver. Brandon Cooks just, I don't know. I think I would have liked, maybe go like Sanders there, and then instead of Hunt or Singletary or one of those running backs, you could have gotten another upside wide receiver later. But, I mean, it's a good team. Should be fine. Obviously, it's going to really depend on Breece and how healthy Breece is and how much he can bounce back. Certainly worried about him, but in the 5th round, I think he's worth a shot.
Yeah, but you got a solid structure. Your three receivers and your flex, and you got Goddard. So solid team, very solid for the build. Keith, AJ Brown, T Higgins, DJ Moore, very good 1, 2, 3. Mixon, don't love personally, but I think it's fine for where you took him. London is good. Fields is very good there. Yeah. Sanders, Pacheco, Gibson. It's a good build.
Yeah, I actually like those first 6 picks a lot. I mean, I'm with you. I don't love Mixon, especially. Like, I definitely think I would have taken Stevenson over Mixon. I know Stevenson is still buried, I think, in the ADP. Like they said, actually, let's get to that later. Like I would have definitely, I think I would prefer Stevenson over Mixon. I just really think like, I don't know. Even if Mixon remains in Cincy, I mean, he got outsnapped by Samaje Perine in the conference championship. Like I don't know, but it's fine. And then, Sanders. I mean, I like Sanders. Pacheco, Gibson, it's okay. I think I would have preferred kind of like the opposite of Ale here. I would have preferred, one or two more running backs here. Maybe one more running back and then hit wide receiver. I do like Komet there. I like that a lot. So, again, another good team, though. Definitely strong at wide receiver. Should be able to patch together a couple running backs every week.
Yeah, I think the RB2 will be fine between those guys. Yeah, just don't love Mixon going into next year, but it's not like it was a bad value. This is ad name 23. Kelsey in the first, Barkley in the second. Cannot complain about that. Hopkins, Mahomes might be throwing, and catching to each other next year. We'll see. Kirk Pickens, Zay. Interesting going with the two Jaguars there. And then Connor, Mitchell, Boyd, Claypool, Perine, Lazard. This team is, started good. I don't know. I think I'm fine with Hopkins there based on who was left. I think that's okay. And
based on who was left, I think I'm certainly worried about Zay with Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I think I probably would have liked. You got Boyd, you got Claypool. I like this team. I think the way they drafted is pretty well, or pretty good. When you start tight end, running back, and then he hit wide receiver pretty hard there with the QB. Grabbed a couple more running backs, a couple wide receivers that could potentially be like plug and play type of guys. So I like what he did there.
Yeah, I would have probably taken a running back instead of Zay and then just doubled up again and taken Connor, I probably would have taken maybe Pacheco or Robinson or Algier. But anyways, and Monty went, I think, way too late. But anyways, yeah, I probably would have taken a running back instead of Zay, but everything else I like. I think it's fine. Yeah, pretty solid. No, I don't think there's any team here and that's it, right? We did Andrea, so I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we did it. I think we kind of graded. I don't know if we graded, but we at least went over everybody's team.
We reviewed. We gave some feedback. That's what matters.
I know Nate
right.
will like this. Tyquan Thornton, sleeper from Mike. Susanna saying hi. What's up, Susanna? Nate saying it's hilarious. Kristen Lemu when I talk draft capital and Michael Carter. Well, I think what I was saying last year about Michael Carter was I was like, yeah, I think the Jets could draft a running back, but I thought the Jaguars also could draft a running back, and the Jaguars probably should have drafted a running back anytime you have these these running backs like Dameon Pierce, Tyler Algier, who weren't drafted early, you do have to worry. You do have to worry if you never know how that team's thinking. So,
well, you also have to consider a lot of things. We don't want to overreact to coaching changes and staff changes, but that determines a lot, right? Who a coach likes, who's coming in, who is inherited by the coaching staff. It matters. It really does matter. So we have to look at those changes. Offensive coordinator changes. I think it's good that we're already reacting to that and knowing what's going to change. Might be for the better for the Chargers. We assume it will be. You have to keep those things in mind. So
yeah.
Anyways, a lot will change, of course, but we're going to keep drafting.
Free agency is 5 weeks away, 6 weeks away, something. Right?
Yeah,
March.
I don't remember the exact date. Haven't seen yet, but it looks like to the power of Google. Oh, March 15th.
Yeah, so about what, 6 weeks away?
Yep, that's about right.
Yeah, so that'll change a lot, and then of course the NFL draft will change a lot.
Yeah, because in a month after that, a little over a month, and we got the draft. So, but
Yeah.
we will always be drafting. We'll be drafting here every single week. We'll probably be drafting again. Next couple of days?
Yeah, we'll probably try to squeeze in some drafts. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll do another one.
All right, there you go. So stick with us, of course. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know as soon as we do go live, whenever that is, and get a chance to jump on. We'll try to get some new people in there. You got to be quick, though, because it fills up very fast. So stick with us, and also check out all our videos throughout the offseason. Talk about some players already on the rise or the fall based on fancy value, things that are happening or maybe going to happen. Give you our thoughts on those. And baseball content is going to start ramping up as well. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.